Ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Raptors beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 110-99 in Toronto. Probably their biggest test of the season thus far, national broadcast game. So they did have some eyes on there. There was pressure. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Mike Roach podcast. Let's discuss a little bit what happened in this game. Now, I, like you, really wanted this one. Okay. Really wanted this game because, like I mentioned, the eyes were on us. And so I felt like we had something to prove a little bit because the NBA right now, there is some noise about the Raptors and people are kind of hearing about them a little bit, but maybe they necessarily haven't seen them play yet. So now you get to take a look at the Toronto Raptors against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are respectively second and third in the Eastern Conference, both coming off a back to back, by the way. So, no excuses there. Both of the teams were in the same situation. Both had some key players out of the lineup. Hunter was out the lineup. Garland was out the lineup. RJ Barrett was out the lineup for the Toronto Raptors in this one. But overall, the Raptors get it done. So, with that being said, I think you know what that means. I think you know exactly what that means, folks. So, where are my sounds? You know what? Just another one. We got a lot of bombs to drop tonight, folks. We have a lot of bombs to. The Raptors are moving bossy right now. They are.
I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere I want.
Easy there, Schwarzenegger. But come on, man. There are so many things that we got to discuss today. And where am I going to start off? Where am I going to start off? I think I'm going to start off here with my man, Scottie B. Okay, because Scottie Barnes, the only player in the NBA coming into this game with 300 plus points, 25 plus steals, 25 plus blocks. Okay, that is impressive stuff. And as of right now, could it be possible if the Raptors keep up the winning, it is possible that we may see two All-Stars, ladies and gentlemen. It is possible we could see two All-Stars from the Toronto Raptors this season.
Guaranteed.
Okay, it is a possibility. Maybe Scotty, maybe BI. I mean, who knows? Who knows at this point? RJ's doing his thing as well. We got options here, folks. We got options here. But at the beginning of this game, at the beginning of the game, now I'm going to get into some numbers in just a little bit. But at the beginning of this game, I was a little bit nervous because there were some really careless turnovers from the Toronto Raptors in this one. And with 4 minutes to go, and just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, the Raptors already committed 5 turnovers in this game. And so, a man here, I'm going to drop a bomb for Brandon Ingram because, I mean, are you kidding me? 37 points in this one. 37 points, 15 of 30 from the field. He was 5 of 11 from three-point range. That is a very good sign. Very good sign. 7 rebounds in this one, 2 assists, and a steal. Brandon Ingram went off on this one, and we'll talk about him a little bit more in a second. But back to Scottie B in this one. He had 18 points, 8 of 13 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, gave you 11 rebounds. Circle that number, 6 assists in this one. Okay, and a steal. Now, boy, does Scottie look good. Scottie is playing really, really well. I told you, he's like your Swiss Army knife. He can do a little bit of everything, and that is what is so good about Scottie Barnes. And now I'm seeing him in the open court. Now, we're don't get me wrong, like we're familiar with seeing Scottie Barnes in the open court, but I swear, like 95% of the time when Scottie is out in the open court in transition, he's making the right decisions. Finds the right guy in transition, makes the right pass, keeps it for himself and goes to finish at the basket if need be, pulls it back, slows it down if he have to, gets it to the point guard to run the offense. He could also run it himself if he chooses to. But overall, when he gets out, he makes the right decisions. And that is something I really, really like about my man, Scottie B. Now, before I get to the rest of the starters, I'm going to go to the bench for a second because once again, fantastic production from the bench. And Sandro Mamu was very important because he came in early when the Raptors were struggling offensively for a bit and knocked down 2 quick triples that the Raptors needed to kind of keep them in this thing in the first quarter. And I got to show some love also to, you know what? I'll hold that for a second. I'll stay at the bench for just a quick second. Jamal Shed really played nice in this game as well. Controlling the tempo when he came in, playing well on defense, agitating them, playing that full court defense, knocking down a couple triples. Actually, no, he went 1 from 2, but he knocked down some. It was a big one, folks. It was an important one at the end of the game. 7 assists in this one as well. He also gave you a steal, only 1 turnover as well. Jamal Shed was a plus 14 in this one. And that was a team high with Scottie Barnes. So you know what? I'm going to drop 1 overall for the bench crew. But the other guy that I wanted to talk about who's also from the bench but started tonight, because if I didn't mention this at the beginning, we had no RJ Barrett. I think I did mention that already. So no RJ Barrett in this one. Jacoby Walter got the start. I repeat, Jacoby Walter got the start, and I thought he did an excellent job tonight. He did an excellent job tonight. He played 24 minutes in this game. He had 5 points, only 2 of 8 from the field and 1 of 5 from 3-point range, but don't even worry about that. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. The defensive end is where I was looking at Jacoby. And I thought he had some really, really good moments on the defensive end in this game. Damn it, we're going to be dropping another one. Because this is what we thought Jacoby Walter was capable of. This is what we thought he was capable of. And he knocked down a big 3 in this game. And overall, just what he was doing on both ends of the floor, that's what we need from him. You see, the one of the key things is that you have to, and Alvin Williams was talking about this during the game, you got to be a star in your role. You have to be a star in your role. There is more to the game of basketball than just putting the ball in the basket. You got to have basketball IQ. You got to be able to make reads defensively. You got to be in the right positions. And you got to show some heart and some grit and effort. All of those things make a massive difference throughout the game. And I thought Jacoby Walter did a really good job displaying his defensive effort tonight. Now, another guy that I want to speak to who was a little quiet offensively, but just went about his business tonight, doing a good job cleaning up the glass. Damn it. Jakob Poeltl. Okay. Only 7 points in this one, but of course, 27 minutes. He's still efficient. 3 of 4. It wasn't like he was throwing up a whole bunch of bad shots. All right. 3 of 4 from the field. 1 of 1 from the free throw line. 13 rebounds. 13 rebounds. 1 assist. 2 steals in this game. I thought he did an excellent job cleaning up the glass. Just a really good job cleaning up the glass. And that's what we need. And that's what kind of scares me a little bit when Jakob Poeltl is not in the game, because he brings size, right? He brings size. He brings rebounding, block shots, alter shots. Those are the things that you need from a guy like Jakob Poeltl. And sometimes when he gets out the game, I get nervous. And I still want the Raptors at some point to try to go out there and find a guy with some size, a backup center. I still want it. Just so Mamu doesn't have to play at that 5 every time he comes in the game. If Jakob Poeltl is not on the court, they can stretch him over to the 4 where he can, continue to stretch the floor for us. But I just thought Jakob Poeltl went about his business tonight and played a damn good job in the 27 minutes where he was out there. Emmanuel Quickley, 33 minutes in this one, 11 points, 5 of 14 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3-point range. But don't worry, not necessarily a great shooting night, but I think Emmanuel Quickley is doing a pretty damn good job. I think he's playing under control. He's making good decisions. He's taking good shots, which is important. Okay, he's controlling the tempo of the offense. He's doing a good job. He really is. And the other numbers that I like, aside from not necessarily the shooting, but circle this, he gave you 6 rebounds. So he's helping you on the glass. And then he gives you 7 assists on top of it as well. And he gives you a steal. He's doing pretty well on the defensive end. He deserves to be recognized for that. Okay. And overall, these guys just played a hell of a game tonight. A hell of a game. We wanted this one bad. Like, we wanted this one bad. Even Collin Murray-Boyles. I thought Collin Murray-Boyles, I got to mention something about that was a nasty play from Bryant on Collin Murray-Boyles. He is very, very lucky that Collin Murray-Boyles. So I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but there was a little bit of an entanglement with arms with Bryant and Collin Murray-Boyles in the paint. And Thomas Bryant just took Collin Murray-Boyles' arm and pretty much hooked him and slammed him to the ground. And they ended up calling a foul, loose ball foul on Thomas Bryant. But here's the great thing about the leadership that is being displayed from Scottie Barnes. After it happened, Scottie was on the ref's ass, okay? He was on the ref's ass like back pockets. And he ended up getting the refs to review that play with Thomas Bryant slamming Collin Murray-Boyles to the ground. And if you watch the replay on that, I'm not sure if you guys can go see this on social media. If you can find it somewhere, you probably can. But Collin Murray-Boyles' head was this close to slamming into the ground. And so when the play was reviewed, they actually upgraded that foul to a flagrant 1. A flagrant 1. And I'm telling you right now, if Collin Murray-Boyles' head had hit that ground, that would have been a flagrant 2. It would have been a flagrant 2 because when you watch how vicious it actually was, I think it went over people's head. But go watch the replay. It was vicious, slamming him to the ground like that. Collin Murray-Boyles is very lucky he did not get injured. Shoulder injury, elbow injury. That was a nasty play from Thomas Bryant, in my opinion. I don't give a damn what anybody says about this. That was a nasty play. Very nasty.
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to. You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
And so, listen, I am thankful that nothing bad ended up coming out of that. So, anyway, let's get back into this. Raptors at halftime were up 57-54, which is really good because they were actually down 8 points in that quarter. The Raptors come out, okay? And the thing about the Raptors is, and I didn't know this until I was listening to the broadcast, but the Raptors lead the NBA in second half points at 62.2 points per game. And Cleveland is right behind them in a close third. And they looked tired in this one a little bit, the Raptors and Cleveland. They kind of both did, to be honest with you. But I mentioned here, and I see in my notes going into that fourth quarter, I was talking about Jacoby Walter, and the Raptors ended up actually going up 88-76, and they had a 15-7 run to end the third quarter. Okay. I see here I talked about Jakob Poeltl. There was a nice play with Jakob Poeltl at the beginning of that fourth quarter where Donovan Mitchell had the basketball and he made a move and he was kind of going into the paint, but then retreating, going back to 3-point range. And Jakob Poeltl kind of saw him going into the corner and left his man and came to double team him, dove on the ball, right? A beautiful double team from Jakob Poeltl. And typically you don't see that too much from a big. You see it from another guard. Ends up getting him tied up. So now it's a jump ball. He ends up getting possession. We end up getting possession. So just small things like that. Overall, from a guy like Jakob, forget about always scoring. And a lot of you guys watching this already, hoops. I'm sure if you're watching my podcast, about these subtle little things that don't necessarily show up on the box score, right? These are important things. Raptors are second in the Eastern Conference right now. These things matter. They do. They all add up. add up towards the end of the fourth quarter and when the game's over. We want to be on the winning end. And so these are winning basketball plays. Very important. Jamison Battle came in the fourth quarter in this game. He only played 2 minutes, but an important 2 minutes. Because, listen, Jamison Battle had one attempt in this game from the field, and it was a 3-point attempt, and he got fouled. And he went to the line, and he knocked down all 3 free throws. Listen, it was 2 minutes, but an important 2 minutes. And he did what he had to do in that 2 minutes. Damn it. He was effective. You know what? I'm being generous, but damn it. You get one too. You get one too, Jamison Battle. Okay. And I mentioned to you before, because I see it come back up here in my notes again. When Scottie Barnes pushes that ball out in transition, he makes the right decisions. He makes the right decisions. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is important. It is important. Gives it up when he has to, keeps it if nobody commits to him, pulls it out to set up the offense if he has to. He's just reading the defense. It looks like it's slowing down to him a little bit. He has advantages. He has advantages because pushing that ball with his size, he's tough to stop when he's going to the basket. Can finish with both hands. He's doing a great job of that. I can see that. I'm recognizing it. Okay. And Ingram, before we sign out of here, folks, Ingram just looked phenomenal. Like his jump shot is smooth as butter. Okay. Smooth as butter. And he had a nasty step back 3 in the fourth quarter. And boy, I got to tell you, man, the defense that the Raptors put on display here was phenomenal in the fourth quarter. The last time the Cavs scored in the fourth quarter, listen to this. The last time the Cleveland Cavaliers scored in the fourth quarter was at the 4-minute and 35-second mark. 4-minute and 35-second mark in the fourth quarter. The Raptors, ladies and gentlemen, turned it up. And there was a play by Scottie Barnes where he was locking up Mobley at the top and knocked it off of him. And he ended up being a turnover. Cleveland did challenge. They did challenge. But they saw that the ball was off of Mobley. And I'm pretty sure they knew. But it was a desperate attempt because the game was getting away from them. Evan Mobley in this game, 14 points, 5 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3-point range, 14 points from him, 17 points from Donovan Mitchell, 6 of 20 from the field, 3 of 12 from 3-point range. And you know what? You do got to give some credit here to Ocha Agbaji, because he came in and he was doing a lot of the defensive work on Donovan Mitchell, along with a guy like Jacoby Walter, and they did a damn good job. They did what they had to do, and they got the job done. Now, let's get to some team stats before we get up out of here, okay, folks? 51-37 on the glass. 51-37 on the glass. That is important. The Raptors are not going to win if they don't rebound. They have to rebound. They got to get out in transition. That's how we play in the NBA these days, folks. It ain't the playoffs yet. You know, things slow down there. So right now during the regular season, get that ball out in transition. Run. Okay. The Raptors, though, I'm concerned at some points because those 16 turnovers, that was frightening. And so the Raptors got to clean that up. They got to clean that up, man, because some of these turnovers are unforced as well. They got to tighten up in that regard. Not a great shooting night from 3-point range from either team. I mean, Cleveland got up 48 threes in this game. 48 threes. They made 14. They shot 29% from 3-point range. The Raptors shot 10 of 36. Not much free throw shooting from either team in this one. Cleveland went a perfect 13 for 13. Raptors went 12 for 18 from the free throw line. And I mean, those are really the numbers that you really need to hear. Fast break points were pretty even, 21 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Raptors had 22 in this game. But overall, folks, the Raptors get a big W. And they're putting the league. I said they're putting the league on notice.
I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere
I want. Thank you, Arnold. Folks, this is the Mike Roach podcast at Mike Roach 7 on IG, at Mike Roach 23 on X. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share the podcast. Thank you, everybody, for your support. The podcast has been growing on YouTube. It's really been doing its thing. And so I just appreciate it. I appreciate everybody being here, enjoying this with me. We're trying to build a solid foundation, a community here, folks. Make sure you get in the comments. If I missed anything that was crucial and you want to point it out, get in the comments for me, man. Get in the comments. I need your feedback. I need your help as well. Okay, I'm doing the best I can, but sometimes I will miss things. And so that's where I need you guys to help me clean it up. So, folks, the Raptors get a big W here. Okay, once again, putting the NBA on notice. I will be back again soon. The Raptors are back playing again on Wednesday night, and I don't know who they're playing, but you'll see me for the post game. This is the Mike Roach podcast. Until the next one, peace. I'm out.